some ideas of what you can do with your truck instead of maybe mounting a 4x4 in the back. Hi, welcome back to my channel, Fix and Repair. Today I'm going to talk about how I put a new step bumper on this 2002 Chevy Silverado, and it didn't break the bank because I used parts that I had readily available, like this 76 Ford front bumper. And I also made a step to get in and out of the truck much easier. All of this was done with mostly Harbor Freight products. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Okay, these are the parts that I purchased to make this project happen. These are all Harbor Freight products. First thing is a Hallmaster hitch extender with step. It has a 400-pound capacity. It fits a 2-inch receiver. Okay. Next thing I purchased was a Hallmaster adjustable drop/rise steel hitch mount. Okay. Next thing I purchased several of these, is a Badland ATV utility winch mount plate. For a lot of my projects I buy this because it has pre-drilled holes and it works really nice. It's heavy duty. Here's the product number on this one, 60522. And the last thing I purchased were Kenway license plate lights, which I don't have a number for that, but just go to Harbor Freight and ask for the Kenway LED license plate lights. All right, so now I'll put the tailgate up. If any of you people are wondering, this is a Go Industries tailgate, and they don't make it anymore for this truck. So in another video, I'll be talking about how I made one of these as well. Okay, so now we're looking at the bumper. And yes, this is a 1976 Ford front bumper. And this metal on this bumper is high grade. It's not like the cheap bumper that was on here. It had holes cut in it. Wherever there was a plastic piece, there were holes cut in it, and it collected all the salt and the mud and the rain, and it rusted like Swiss cheese. It looked like Swiss cheese. It was just awful. And the reason I started this project was because I wanted to put a step on here, and I went to go mount the step, and everything was so rotten I had to remove the bumper. You can see I had some nuts and bolts. I went out and I bought some of that, also that sticky tread that you can buy. 3M makes it. They also, I think, sell something very similar at Harbor Freight. I want to look into that. I had some pieces of aluminum plate. I used that to build the step part. And here are the Kenway license plate lights. I had to drill some holes and run wires, of course. I'll climb underneath the truck and I'll show you in a brief second what it looks like underneath. This was the hitch extender for Harbor Freight. This was the step part. And this part here was off an exercise machine. It just so happened to be the right width, and I was able to bolt that in. Walk around a little bit more. And I also use some of that sticky sandpaper type tread. Okay, I'll climb underneath this thing. There's my cat again. It's a nice place. Okay, so here's the hitch that came with the truck. It was welded on. The bracket that was up above that was so rusted out that I had this piece instead that I mounted in there. And if I can get in here, I'll show you. There's one of those ATV brackets sandwiched to another ATV bracket. I'm able to bolt up to there and then bolt down to here. And then here's my wiring I have up in here. Made it all nice and neat. Over here, this is the frame of the truck. Can't tell, it's so bright. Yeah, the frame of the truck. And then I took these ATV brackets and I flipped them, so I bolted them end to end like that, and I came up here and I drilled in to the frame and I dropped down, so I was able to run across like that. There you go. And I use nuts to space out, and I used more of those ATV brackets. Then I went this way like that, and I sandwiched two of them together, so I was able to mount this piece of metal to that. And I ran out and I have my 90 degree, and then I come to my step. Obviously you don't want to use this you don't want anyone to use this, a pole. It's not meant for that, so I put a plug in here. And this came off that same exercise machine. I had to cut it just a little bit so it fit inside. I was tempted to use that. Okay. So maybe I'll just get a different angle so you can see a little bit here what's going on. There's that piece that runs all the way across, and this is supporting the bumper. I bolted it as well into the frame. Oh, and then also too, I had to put some brackets in here in case I get hit back in the bumper, it wouldn't tweak it in the corner. And these actually came off an old hay rack. These were pieces of metal that held the back of the rack on, and I just cut it down and had the perfect angle, and I just bolted it in right there. I like to repurpose things. I think this hole was already there. I don't think I had to drill that hole, which was nice. So that's how it turned out. It wasn't that bad of a project. I had to do all this so I got the good metal so I was able to mount something. And I can imagine the new trucks today, those bumpers are just awful. They're low grade metal. I don't even know how they're good for anything. And, you know, like I mentioned before in the other video, I don't like the spare tire underneath the trucks, so I disconnected that stupid rod that runs all the way to the front. I didn't want to deal with it. And then I just sprayed everything down with some black paint to stop the rust. Also undercoating, whatever I had available. I just used it. I think it turned out really nice. The cat seems to enjoy it. As an addendum to my video, I'd also like to say that I put this handle on the back end of my truck, so when I step up in here I have something to grab. And this handle came off of a jack, floor jack, one of the heavier duty ones, and I just put a rubber, say like an ATV grip on it or a motorcycle grip on it, and it worked out really well. You can grab onto that and step on in. You always have something to hold on to. Alright, that's it for now.
It is. Aw, good dog.
Woo!